Hi, I'm Dave Bartholomew. I look after Tokoloshe, which we're on at the moment. We're just in the process of packing up after the 1 ton cup. This boat is quite an old boat. A lot of new boats being built over this year, which I don't think's a massive problem for us. I think the boat's quite long and it's very, as we said, very good hull shape. So it's fast, it's competitive, and I think at the moment the only handicaps really are kind of ability to get it around the course. So as far as differences go, like to the new boat, it's probably a little bit heavier, but upwind performance is really good, and maybe similar speed to most, some of the better boats downwind. But just with the deck layout, kind of most of the boats have got pedestal-driven systems. I think there's only 1 or 2 boats that don't, but you basically just want to be able to generate a lot of line speed, and especially for spinnaker jibes and hoists, and that's all driven, from the pedestal. Main difference to ours is our pedestal's up in the front of the boat, and because the boats have got so fast, most boats end up moving the pedestal back, so just to keep pushing the weight further back in the boats downwind. With our pedestal, all it does is drive the 2 primary winches. Most of the other boats have a drop wheel for taking the spinnakers downstairs. It's also driven off here, and some also drive the hydraulic systems off the pedestal. But yeah, that's a key thing. So this is the inside of our boat. There's not very much to them. Pretty much just rope systems and basically just purchase and everything, running everything down here. Other than that, it's a very dark, empty, damp, smelly hole. The difference of this boat, I think a lot of the new boats, it's just all about structure. It's all about keeping the boat stiff, so you can just go more and more load on those forestays. So some of our structure looks quite small compared to some of the new boats. It's much more kind of longitudinal stiffness, much more kind of bulkheads and ring frames. But even so, this has got some quite big structure in it, and we're still running some pretty big loads. But I mean, we only go to our 4.5 tons an hour forestay, where some of the new boats are going, I think, around 5.5. And that's purely because the boats are a bit stiffer, the rigs are a bit stiffer, and they can run those kind of loads. When I look back here, this boat's still got a really big coach roof, which was part of the rule with the GP42 to do with volumes and all that. So it's a bit of a windage kind of hindrance and all that. New boats all got really neat flush decks, and but we just kind of end up sticking with it, just saving the cost of kind of chopping it all up, and it might still happen in the future, but at the moment we're kind of sticking with it. As you can see, we put this new bowsprit on. It's 2.3 meter long sprit, which is kind of pretty awesome. You just kind of get a lot of projection with the spinnakers really far from the boat. I think most of the boats in this class are running kind of about 190 square meter spinnakers, so it's anywhere from like 185 to 195, so it's pretty bloody big sails, which is why these things do light up so much downwind. I think anything from 12 knots of wind speed upwards, we kind of starting a plane, and you're kind of hitting 20 knots of boat speed very early on. You're pretty much matching the wind speed with the boat speed from kind of 16 knots onwards, so it's pretty exciting. Rig-wise, we're still quite an old rig. We're at the original rig in this boat. Main difference is it's not quite as stiff as maybe a new rig, and it's a lot heavier. The other thing is we're still running metal rod rigging. So all the newer boats have generally got carbon rigging, mainly I think Southern kind of EC6 stuff, and so that's also a huge weight saving, also increase the amount of load you can put through everything. One of the other key differences, we run in wheels still, and that was kind of mainly kind of the owner preference thing. I think for a lot of people it's a little bit easier to drive a boat with wheels, a little bit less demanding than a tiller boat. And yeah, those are some of the key difference between our boat and some of the other boats.
Epic. Pretty mad.
Full on. Exhilarating.
Intense.
Scary.
I've got to